appreciate you putting me on, to hang out.
Yeah. No problem, man. I think it's important for people to kind of, learn about at least tinnitus or traumatic brain injuries or auditory injuries, stuff like that.
Yep.
Because it sucks because, people can't see it, so they don't necessarily know anything's wrong with you, but little do they know inside our head we have this just noise that.
Yeah, it's something hard to explain, because I tell people all the time, hey, I hear a little ringings in my ear, I hear a little hissing, and they don't take it seriously. They don't think it's anything. They're like, oh, yeah. It's nothing. It's nothing, because it doesn't. Because you look at me, I'm looking normal, like okay, but then in my ear, like I hear a little hissing, and like kind of like when you put on like a headphone, and you hear that muffled sound. It's like there's sometimes I get a muffling sound in my ear. It's like it's like you stick your finger in your ear. It's just feedback. I'm not sure if you have that.
Well, I have the kind of the metallic, where it sounds like a mix of it sounds like a mix of the regular tinnitus, where it's like ee, right.
But
then there's, and then on top of that, it's like somebody put tacks and nails inside a tin can. It's going like this, and it's like shaking it around. So it's just chaos.
Yeah, mine is more of like cricket sounds. Like cricket sounds like a refrigerator. When the refrigerator is on, that
oh man,
sound, like a vroom. It sounds like a speaker at a club. After you've been at a club and you sit in front of the speakers and your ears just get pounded by speakers, and then you come home and you have that effect of like a humming sound. So it's kind of hard to explain though, but
yeah, actually, I saw right after I got this tinnitus, I saw a video on YouTube of a woman who described having that. She said she woke up. Well, she said she had already had pretty bad tinnitus, and it was like super hard for her. But then she woke up one morning and heard what she thought was a really loud refrigerator, and she went to go check it and realized that it was inside her head, and now she had another loud noise. And it's actually a really sad story, because that lady actually flew to a country to get assisted suicide.
Oh wow, yeah.
She had kids and everything, and she was trying to explain to people that,
it would drive you crazy, man. It's first time I heard mine was at the end of 2011, going into 2012. And, I was going through other things too, like headaches and stuff like that. But then I woke up one morning around like 2012, maybe in February, I think. And then I just heard like this, like, it's like, now I can hear it. It's like it sounds like crickets. Cricket sounds like a refrigerator. It sounds like an AC unit. Like, and I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like, it's just the sound in my ear. I was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, man, what was like, am I going deaf? It's like, am I losing my hearing? So I was like, man, and then just from there, it just kept on going and going. And then I was just trying to figure it out. I went to the doctors. I went everywhere. They look in my ear. My ear is fine. They were giving me like prescription drugs to take, Xanax. And then I started building anxiety after that. Like after a while, you start wondering why it just bothering me. Then everything started to bother you. Your head started to bother you. Then your stomach started to bother you. Then your throat started to bother you. And then from there, it just goes downhill. So.
Yeah. Can I ask, before your tinnitus started, did you get any hits to the head? Did you have a loud sound exposure? Or did you normal day?
Well, I used to go to a lot of parties, to a lot of clubs back in the days. And I used to sit in front of the speakers at the clubs, and they would like boom, 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 boom. So I'm thinking maybe it could be that. It could be from just the loud noise from years of it. I've gone to parties. I used to party a lot. Also, I used to compete a lot. So I used to get hit in the head, slammed on. I used to get slammed on the ground and all these things. And when you're competing, you get punching and kicks to the head. So it could be that and the speaker sounds that adds on to the noise making in my ear. So. But the first I heard it was 2012, and I was around 32 at the time, and my body was just going downhill. because I said I had stomach issues. I felt my side was bothering me. And then from there, everything just started to bother me. Everything started to bother me. Like my whole body was just messed up, man. And doctors didn't help because they thought that I had anxiety. So they just prescribed me Xanax. They give me Xanax. I think I was taking Xanax 0.5. And then I went up to like, I think 1 point something. I think 1.5 or something like that. But the Xanax doesn't really help because it made me more, like it gave me more anxiety. It made me feel worse than before. It is something that you have to, you can't go to a doctor. You have to kind of look into yourself and then find the answers. Because a lot of it is mental too, but then there's still the ringing in my ear, but a lot of it is mental. So you have to find yourself by going inside and then looking for different ways. Maybe look towards maybe juicing, like a healthier lifestyle of eating fruits, vegetables. Maybe change the way you're working out, do some yoga probably. Like different things you have to look into now. Like the stuff you used to do before, you can't really do that anymore. You have to make changes. And I think for me, it was like a lifestyle change. I heard a ringing in my ear, my stomach. It was like telling me that I need to make changes now. I need to stop drinking. I need to stop eating the way I eat. And I used to take a lot of painkillers because I used to train a lot because I was trying to, go pro in MMA. So every time I go to the gym and work out, I would have a muscle injuries, my knee, body, my back. So I would pop a pill. I would pop pills, not knowing that those pills were messing up my organs, messing up my liver, my kidneys. It's messing up my brain too. So it's a lot of things that I was doing in the past that led me up to this stage. And I had to listen to my body and say, okay, time to make changes. The doctor's not going to help me because they're just going to give me more drugs. So it doesn't make any sense. So I have to go to a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, and you mentioned taking the prescription medications. A lot of people don't know that there's a type of drug. It's a classification. It's called autotoxic drugs, like ibuprofen, stuff like that. If you take too much, it can cause tinnitus. It can cause permanent tinnitus, and a lot of those prescription drugs are autotoxic as well. So, I mean, if you take one of those drugs and your body just reacts to it in the wrong way, or you take too much, you could end up with tinnitus permanently. So there's, you got to protect your ears. You have to wear freaking headgear when you spar. I don't care, how tough you think you are doing without it. You got to put on headgear, spar safely just to protect yourself 10 years down the road. So you don't wake up with
I think with the headgear, it still does damage though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Go kick to the head or a punch. It's still rattle the brain, man.
Oh, it still hurts to anybody who wears headgear when they spar. They know it still hurts to get. But what it does is it just helps absorb some of the shock.
The impact,
yeah, there is no magic trick. Like headgear will not stop it, but it might help slow it down, or at least give you a little bit longer of a career.
Right.
Not necessarily when you fight, of course, but just class sparrings or training, stuff like that. It just helps protect yourself.
Right, exactly.
It's like wearing shin guards. It still hurts. If you kick a freaking elbow or somebody else right in the knee with the shin guard, it still hurts, man, but it just hurts a little bit less. It's kind of weird because you said you were what, 32, right?
Well, I'm 39 now. So
I mean, when it started.
Yeah, I started at 32, and it took me at least almost a year to kind of break the funk of it, to realize that I'm going to have this maybe for the rest of my life. Like what I'm going to hear, the hissing and the humming, and there are sometimes my ear will go out, like it goes out. It goes, ooh, like it does, like I'm losing my hearing, and then it comes back in. So it goes in and out. So there's sometimes I have that, but just something I've realized that, if I'm going to have this in my ear, I'm going to make the best of it, this noise, whatever. And I'm just going to keep on kicking. I'm going to keep on doing my martial arts. I'm going to keep on doing my yoga. I'm going to keep dancing and just make the best of it. And after I start realizing that it's going to be there, that is when I start getting better. I mean, it's still in my ear, but I try to make the best of it. I make the best of it. And that's all I can do. Loud music, if it goes too loud, I can feel in my ear like it's like a pain, like a sensitive pain feeling. Like it's too loud, like I'm like I feel that it's like the vibration from the music or just the sound effect from it. It bothers my hearing, so I can't have the music too loud. You know, I don't know if you have the same effect.
Oh, I have the exact same effect.
Yeah.
But going back to when it started for you when you were 32, I was 32 when it started for me.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
33 now, so and yeah, man,
It's kind of funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's kind of weird. I was just,
kind of coincidental in a curious way. But yeah, in mine, it just started, just out of nowhere. It was like a regular day. Like I was thinking it was a Wednesday. I went to bed at 10 o'clock like an old person. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to bed and early and wake up at a good hour, and then.
Yep, tell you, man. Sometime in January, February time, I woke up and I just woke up with a noise in my ear.
So when I first woke up with my tinnitus, man, it was just, obviously it was terrifying. Right. And, I woke up and I was just like, all right, well, maybe if I go back to sleep and wake up, it'll go away, right? That's the first thing we try. And then, so that's basically what I did, and woke up, it's still there. And I was like, okay, well, maybe if I wait a couple days, but no. So eventually a week passed. So I went to the doctor. The first doctor said, oh, it's probably just a clogged eustachian tube, or, your sinuses from a cold. And I was like, I don't have a cold. They're just like, oh, well, here, take this methylprednisone, which is it's a steroid-based anti-inflammatory. And that thing shot my anxiety just so high. I almost died. It made the ringing so much louder. It's already loud, like someone screaming in my ear, but it just made it so loud. So that didn't work. I had to wait a month to wean off of that stuff, and I only took it for 6 days. So the anxiety lasted for a month. And then when I went to the next doctor, that's when I wised up. I was like, all right, I'm never taking a drug again without learning about the side effects first. Then I started to try what you were talking about earlier, like natural sort of remedies. And the first thing I did was change my diet. I cut out all the caffeine. I drank only water, and I started eating just my normal, healthy, like fighter's food, like grilled chicken, vegetables, rice, just, all the stuff that makes you feel good when you eat it, like makes you feel healthy. And, I lost a bunch of weight. I tried that for about 3 months, and there was no change. So at that point I was like, all right, well, I got real depressed, and I just started eating whatever I wanted. Gained all the way up to 147 pounds. On my frame, I'm supposed to be, my fight weight is 125, 127, right? So imagine a little guy like me with that much body fat on him. 147 pounds. That's a lot, man. I was like marshmallow. Like freaking, it was bad. And it lasted, like you said, for about a year, until finally I just stopped trying to cure it and just started trying to just say, look, bro, this is going to be your life. I kind of think of it as like somebody who loses their arm or their leg or something like that in an accident. It takes them a while to accept that that's going to be the rest of their life. But once you do accept it, it feels like, okay, well, this is that. All I can do is move forward and just keep trying to do the stuff I like. So I try to get back on track. I started my diet up again about like 4 months ago.
In a kind of strange way, I'm happy that I kind of went through it, because the way I was living my life was crap, was horrible. I needed to change. And maybe 2012 was awakening. Maybe it was a calling for me to change and go towards the change. Now, I could have went away from it and kept on doing what I was doing and take prescription drugs and whatever and drink. But then I listened to the humming, the hissing, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go towards it, and I'm going to embrace it and then see where it takes me. And it took me to a good place, man.
So where can people find you online?
Wayne Gichie, just WayneGichie.com is like basically where you can basically find me.
Okay, so WayneGichie.com, and then your YouTube channel is also just, it's your name, right? Just Wayne.
Just Wayne Gichie. You put Wayne Gichie in there, WayneGichie, and you find me in there.